Hey there, it's Charlie here, and welcome to the Ultimate Funnel Outline. This is where we scale your business. Now remember, as we framed in our previous trainings, you're one funnel away from your dream life. So let's kind of break down what a funnel is. We're going to do some big picture perspective, then we're going to talk about the how and the what, and then we're going to dive into your action list so we really get this totally nailed for you. Also, I got a flip chart off screen where I'm going to break down in the tactics part, the action list piece, exactly what I've done with my assessments so that we have a very clear idea of what it looks like to have a sort of basis or a foundation that creates the funnel, but also creates continued mastery training, as I like to call it. So that being said, let's kind of break this down. First and foremost, we think about a funnel, and what is it exactly? So it's simply a sequence of emails or a sequence of bot messages in today's world where we have Facebook bots, these automated chat bots as they call them, that send messages and then you wait for a response and then continue to send messages. But there's a funnel aspect to these messages in the sense that there's some value delivered, value, sale. So there's a message delivered maybe on day one, another message delivered maybe 2 days later, another message delivered maybe 2 days after that. And then there's some form of sale. So the real funnel aspect to this, we'll cover this in more detail as we get into this, is that we're sending good value and then we're having them move to the next level with us. So at the baseline with the funnel, the idea is to just get them to make themselves non-anonymous in our world. Meaning that they're giving us an email address and a name so that we know who they are, right? That if we provide value for them, they're not anonymous as they consume it. And then the next step from the non-anonymous piece, or as we like to call leads, is the sales aspect. So that then they go, we send them an offer, and we covered that in our ultimate offer outline. And when we send them that offer, hopefully they move to a customer. So there's the awareness piece, the leads piece, and the sales piece. We're going to cover that in just a minute too, with more detail. Just kind of want to frame this up for you as we get into this today to make sure you're taken care of. Because you know this, I'm here to help you, support you, care for you, champion you on, and yes, even challenge you. That's the coach in me rocking this out for you. So that being framed, let's go ahead and jump into the bigger picture, breaking this down. So here's the idea. The very best relationships have consistent and inspiring communication. So this is a huge proponent to the whole idea of a funnel. The very best relationships have consistent and inspiring communication, right? Think about that in a marriage. Communication. Think about that in a marriage, right? Consistent communication. I like to say, as we teach in high performance, explicit communication. Excuse me. And it's inspiring. Like, it talks about the ambition. Maybe we acknowledge the struggle, but we go after the ambition, right? So you're going to see that show up here. A lot of what we teach in high performance is persuasion. The persuasion formula, acknowledgement of struggle, challenge, frustration, times ambition, big part of that whole persuasive model. So really, really powerful. I want to make sure we see this with this. We talked about this in the ultimate relationship outline. We have to build, and I'll say exceptional relationships. It's all part of that exceptional business model that I've taught. And there's an aspect to it where you and your customers really going after attracting, building, and creating relationships with the very best people with full presence, care, and compassion in the relationship, which is the next part here, filled with presence, care, and compassion towards the idea of systemization, automation, keeping things personal. That's exactly what's happening here as we create a funnel with complete accountability, driven from purpose towards the best customer outcomes and your best lifestyle outcomes. That's the exceptional business model. That's how this ties into it. What we're aiming for here, in the sense of those sequences, those email messages, or those bot messages, is that we have something that's fueling a very powerful relationship. and that we offer something along the lines in a sequence that lets them go further with us. And it's really the wording. And we've talked about this in the Ultimate Offer Outline and the Ultimate Relationship Outline. Now we're really going after scale, and this is the part where we can't have one-on-one email communications or bot communications with all of these people, like literally thousands when you lay out a funnel, but we can automate it so it feels like it's personal. And when we wrote the message, it was personal. Does that all make sense? As always, if you have any questions, comment below. Let me know, because it's a huge part of your learning journey is to make sure I'm answering those questions. Usually I do bonus videos, whatever that is, to make sure you dial it in. So the very first piece to this, as we think about a big picture idea of what a funnel is, it's a way to create, build, and maintain exceptional relationships. You follow? So I want to make sure we hit that out of the park right out of the gate. If you're sending emails that are like, hey guys, here's a video for you, check it out. Not helpful. If you tell a story and really articulate, I was going through this struggle, or a customer was going through this struggle, or here's what a lot of people struggle with. Here's what it can look like if you get it right. And this video can help you out. If you decide in your messaging sequence to include a link to a video you might have created. And you don't have to, it can just be an email, right? Really, really powerful. So let's seed that with the Ultimate Relationship. And if you need more help on creating, building, maintaining amazing relationships, I dare you to get into the Ultimate Relationship Outline, which is a whole nother training that we have in our behind the scenes business builder course. So I'd love for you to get into that. Today, this can be accomplished at scale through sequenced messaging, kind of like what we just talked about. Sequenced messaging, via email, and what's coming down the pike here is things are starting to fire up. A little bit of AI going on, artificial intelligence, bots too. So it can be accomplished at scale through sequenced messaging via email and bots. So what does that all mean? When we think about the idea of automating a dialogue, having certain emails go out on certain days, as we talked about a little bit ago, there's automation in programs like MailChimp, in Kajabi, which is the tool that I happen to use, amazing tool. It has pipelines and email sequences. And all it does is it says, hey, you know what? Here's day 0, the day that they signed up. Here's the email that's going to go out. And you create that. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Now, usually when we sequence emails, a little big picture stuff for you here, we want to have day 0. That's the email the moment they sign in to your email list. Day 1, the next day, maybe a day break. And then day 3, day 5 or 6, day 7 or 8. And we're just peppering out messaging that helps them along what we're going to talk about in a little bit, this ambition path to really owning whatever the topic is that they signed in for. So we'll get into illustration of this in just a little bit with those 3 ways that I serve. If you're not familiar with my purpose statement, the do part of my purpose statement says, I help people from where they're at to where they want to be. And I do that 3 ways: in life, in business, and online. Now, my job when I created that in 2013 was to say, what is the very best path that I can take somebody on in each of those areas? So what I did, and we'll go over this in detail because this is the foundation of my funnel, or funnels actually, is I created an assessment in each of those areas that teaches. It has you assess yourself in these areas, and it's real easy, 3 to 5 minutes each. But it has you really help me understand where you rate high and low in the areas that are most important to make progress in life, in business, and or online. You follow? So this is how this is all, hopefully all kind of connecting for you. I just want to make sure we're delivering on this and that you really get the idea of how powerful this can be as we sort of paint the foundation, the big picture piece for you. Are you excited? I hope so. It's just so incredibly powerful. I get chills just telling you this because this is everything for what I've done, what so many people have done to really help people in life, but also automate that process so that you can help and serve more and more. And if you do it right, that you make it a profitable business. One where people are coming in and a certain percentage of them, sometimes 1%, sometimes 10%, sometimes I've seen as high as like 40%, are actually purchasing along the way. You follow? I hope so. This is awesome. So all of this leads into funnels. and your goals. And we kind of hinted to this at the very beginning of our journey today. But the idea is this. These funnels, the goals of the funnel is to build awareness, to get them to sign up for an email list or bot messaging. So that becomes a lead, meaning that they're, as I talked about a little while ago, that they're non-anonymous in your world. That they've said, hey, you know what? Here's who I am, and I do want more information from you. That's kind of the first step in them acknowledging that they like you, right? And then finally, and this is the most important part, is that they become a sale. So these three pieces are really critical. A lot of people, they put out good social content in the awareness piece, and they're just pounding the pavement and doing stuff in social. But I always ask them, did that work that you did in social, just putting out maybe quote cards or those themes, those kinds of things, did it actually help you grow your leads? Meaning that people submitted their information or asked for more information from you, and you actually have names and email addresses. Did the people who've become leads actually buy from you? Maybe not all of them, but a percentage of them. So we're kind of tiering up. And this is where that funnel action kicks in. We have a lot of people seeing your stuff. Some of them are becoming leads, and then some of them down here at the bottom of the funnel, squeeze through. If you picture an actual funnel, they go through the funnel and they actually become a sale. That's sort of the end game goal of the funnel, is to get people to purchase from you so you can take your journey with them deeper. You follow? I hope this is all coming together for you. This is so incredibly powerful, and it's really important as we think this through. A lot of people misfire up here in the relationships piece. It's got to be consistent and inspiring, filled with presence, care, and compassion. Cool? Are you out of tracking so far? If there's any questions that are coming up for you, always know I'm here for you. So please do ask below, because what I'm doing is making sure those questions that come up, they'll be bonus material for you. You'll also notice a complete side note for you. As I teach, I am filling things in for you, and that gives you time to take notes. And I love that aspect of kind of revealing what this all is. But when I'm writing, you should be writing. So I just want to make sure I plant that seed, because this is a huge part to your learning journey, to make sure you're owning what we're talking through. Sound good? Awesome. So as we look down here, awareness, leads, sales, we're going to make that leads. Lead to what the industry calls know, like, and trust. I like to say know, love, and trust. It's getting people to know you, to love on you, to say this person, this girl, this guy has really got things dialed in. I really like the way they present their information. That's really helped me already. And that they trust you so that they're more apt to become a sale and buy. So now's a great time to go over that beautiful formula we talked about. The idea that there's 4 parts to it. Relationships plus offer or offers equal transactions. And it's the transactions piece that every business needs, right? Without transactions, you don't have a business. If you ever watch Ray Dalio on YouTube, I think he also has a dedicated website to it, how the economic machine works. Transactions are the thing that keep the economy flowing. So you want lots of them. My challenge for you, though, is to think about less relationships, we'll say 300 relationships, with one offer, and have infinity transactions. So how is that even possible? I'm known kind of as the recurring revenue guy, the leveraged recurring revenue guy. It's possible by having a subscription income or a subscription offer. Kind of like our mastery community. There's a certain number of people that are in our mastery community. They're paying a certain amount per month, and that equals transaction, but it's set on automatic rebill. And the idea is when we keep consistency with this building, creating, maintaining relationships, sending them to an offer to get those transactions, then we can scale our business, right? So the funnel here, as we've talked it through, is the key ingredient to getting that consistency, getting that systemization, that flow, yet keeping it personal. Because here's what we know, and this is all part of the exceptional business model. Systemized, automated, personal. And it's that personal piece where you've seen great examples in life. that bigger companies have failed on. They're systemized all right, they're automated all right, but their personalization, whew, if you were to rate them, fell through the floor. So a great example of this would be the United incident. I don't know if you remember it, but it was quite a while ago. And basically their computer picked a person that had to be removed from the plane because they needed to make room for, I think it was a pilot that needed to be at the destination where that plane went. And rather than go into and be nice about it or whatever, they ended up getting in an altercation. And they didn't go towards the humanity of the situation. They like dragged him off when he was bloody, right? Like, I hope that isn't personal for them. But if you were to rate them systemized, yep, maybe a 8 or 9 out of 10, 10 being the highest. Automated, yep, it picked a random person, 8 or 9, 10, whatever you want to call it. Personal, negative, right? That's not good. So what we're trying to aim for here is really fueling a relationship towards what we're going to talk about in just a minute, an ambition line. So with that being said, as we've talked this through, and I just want to make sure, we talk a lot about this from adult learning theory, that we're dialing this in for you. First part, funnel. It's that idea of awareness, putting something in the world and saying, hey, if you want more information here, you want me to help you with this, got something for you. Could be a free assessment, could be a free guide or book, whatever that is, that goes from the awareness play to them giving you information to go into the leads part, right? Where they actually give you their name and email address right here. And then somewhere down that path of automation, maybe at least once, you offer something for sale. That's the bottom part of the funnel. And if they do that, they come through the funnel. You follow? Really, really critical that we get all this. So that being said, that ends the first part of our ultimate funnel outline training. We're going to go ahead and jump right into how and what, the sort of training piece to this. Cool?